Hello, everybody. Welcome to the D-Pad.
Hey,
I'm Rick, and behind
I'm
me
sorry.
is a giant. Oh, of course it did the thing again.
Oh, it's immediately fucked up.
I don't know why it does that. It's so annoying. It doesn't hold on to the authorization, and it drives me fucking mental. Literally, it'll do it, and then it'll, like, flicker when I change views for some reason. I don't know why.
Who needs authorization, after all?
Well, like, it was authorized when I got started, and I was like, nah, man.
You're authorized.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Did I change my password? Oh, fuck me. This is perfect timing. Well, hello. This is our Patreon Hangout. There it is. Now it works. I apparently missed a. Oh, yep. 1 second, and I'll fix that too.
We haven't started yet.
I always forget about the sync because we
It goes with everything.
Sign in with Google temporarily disabled for this app. Bullshit. It was literally just signed in a second ago. Oh my god. All right, hang on. First of all, now we should be synced, I think. I think we should be correctly synced now. I would love to know why Google has suddenly decided that XSplit is not allowed to receive chat from the YouTube thing. If I have to, I'll just open up a.
You have to accept chat as your Lord and Savior.
Well, like I'll just open up the browser window and just do it that way. If it's gonna be this much of a pain in the ass,
Let's just do it live.
That's amazing. That's truly amazing. I'm kind of stunned by this, to be honest.
Take a picture.
I am gonna take a picture just because, like,
oh, you can't log in.
yeah, like what the fuck? Okay,
Can I log in now? No, there's no.
give me 1
there's
second
no
and I'll
login.
work this out. But welcome. Usually our beginnings are not this chaotic. If any, like those of you guys who are here with us live, you guys have seen this stuff before. But anyone who's watching this after the fact, it's usually not quite so chaotic right out the gates. But if you want to join in on one of these hangouts in the future, you can find out about them at oh boy, let's see, I'm typing things in at the same time, patreon.com/dpadfm,
stream.com/patreon dpad.com.
Live chat is unavailable. What?
What the
Are you kidding me right now? What is happening? Maybe that's a capital I and not a lowercase l. Let me try that real quick, since apparently everything is preparing to fuck us tonight.
I can't afford to keep outing out this giraffe? What?
I can't appear.
I don't know what that means. You lost me on that one.
Oh my god, this is so weird now.
Once we fix this, that's when chat
Okay, it was a capital I, not a lowercase l. That's good to know. Let me, this is going to look so fucking bad. I'm so sorry, guys. Hang on 1 second. I promise I will fix this. All right, we're getting there.
Did you fix it?
More or less.
Stream starts now.
Yeah, right? Jesus Christ.
When you upload this, cut out the first shit number of minutes.
It's not letting me zoom in. This is going very well.
I'm going to read chat from down there.
Actually, can I do it like this?
Here.
Will it let me do it like that? Nope. Because I would love to zoom in slightly, but it's being a bit of a pain on that one. I'm trying to see, like, all right, well, let me, like,
I do love
force it
XKCD.
there. Oh, okay. Hang on. I got this. 240. Oh my fucking god.
Whoa.
Well, okay, fine, but like what? No, that's still not right. Oh god. This is the worst. I'm sorry, guys. Reference to actually, it's not cutting off that much, which is the weird part. It's like
Just enough to be
almost got it
wrong.
right. Yeah.
If you just resize it, we'll like auto resize it.
That's not good. Oh.
Yeah, that seems right.
I don't understand how it's choosing to cut
now
things
it's not
off
right
that
anymore.
way. This is so fucking weird. Like, can I... This is a terrible start. I'm very sorry, guys. All right, hang on. I'll do that.
The fuck?
Now... Like, why? I don't... All right, hang on. Do that. So 1.5. That'll be... I'm trying to do math in my head at the same time. Sure, that'll have to do.
Really ruining my joke of standing with my head cut off at the beginning of this
It's
video.
working out very well, I think. I thought this was a great joke.
It was funny. It was funnier in my head.
But yeah, welcome to the Patreon hangout that has been a huge mess for its first 5 minutes.
Oh.
So I'm Rick.
I'm
That's
Ben.
Ben. That's
I'm
most.
Ben.
That's most of Ben.
Oh,
Yeah. So,
There's so much fur on this microphone.
well, it happens at some point at every microphone's life.
It's
Don't make it weird.
Getting hair in
Don't
new
make it weird.
places.
Don't make it weird. It's very sensitive right now, and it doesn't need you being a jerk about it. So this is our Patreon hangout for it's kind of so it's weird. Like we do it at the end of the month, but it's not like, hey, here's what's coming in. So for example, this is our November hangout that's happening on December 6th because we were gonna do it last week, but like everyone was gone or busy or sick, or exhausted, all of the above. And let me slide over a little bit so I can make space for your legs. Yeah, there you go. We have like basically the same slippers too. They're so good slippers. I need new ones because they're wearing down.
I can't read chat.
Oh yeah, it's in the way for your thing over there. But yeah, so it's less. So it's not so much like, all right, it's our November hangout in November. It's like the hangouts are meant to be like sort of like putting a bow on the month, right?
Why is this missing chat?
That is a very good question. Why is this missing chat? Oh, it just stopped after a certain point. That's cool. For no reason, it just stopped getting chat updates, and it seems to be slowing down somewhat. That's fun. I'm going to connect this to a different. I'm going to connect this to we have 2 different fucking routers and everything, and everything's a mess today. But yeah, so this is our November kind of wrap up hangout. November was an interesting month. We had a lot of stuff. There we go.
I had to point it out because that's how I can read it.
We have a much bigger.
That's how I can communicate with you. It's the only way.
So we have kind of on this screen.
This is way too small for me. That's like
everything you guys can see
is like way. It's like way over there.
Everything that you guys can this way. Everything that you guys can see is like right here on our screen, which means the side thing is very small, as opposed to over here where it's just the chat and it's huge. But yeah. So we should
know about Ozma. Thank you.
Yeah.
Someone got it.
We should dive right in and just start getting into it.
Tell me about it.
First thing I'll tell you about is that Link's Awakening was really charming.
Yep.
I really enjoyed that. I liked the art style, and I know that's been divisive, but even liking the art style, I was nervous that the game was going to feel a little too light and whimsical in the end compared to its darker.
Yeah. I mean, I was
underbelly.
fine with the art style. I don't think that it detracted from the game.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It still seemed wrong. I don't know. Like it seemed like the wrong style to go with while still not being bad.
The Switch version is like, for me, it's like the Switch version is like a 9, and the original and Game Boy Color version are like 9.6. Like the Switch one, if the Switch one is all you have to go off of, you're gonna have a great experience regardless. And the quality of life upgrades are really nice. Like having the bracelet and the boots and the sword and shield all be
the actual
their own buttons.
playing of the game was great.
Yeah.
What is the essay?
Chibiar style might not necessarily be new if you believe the essay.
Send me a link.
Meaning like it's
I'm
a
assuming
reworked
there's-
version of A Link Between Worlds and Triforce Heroes is
I'm
stuff,
assuming
or...
the essay is like some like
Is it a rant?
Fanfic's the wrong word. It's not the word I'm looking for, but like
Like a head.
like
Like
a theory.
I did see someone online pointing out that when you play the DX version on the Game Boy Color, when you have your photograph taken, or in the rare occasion, I think there's two where you get a different art style entirely for like a quick shot, and I think it's for when you're standing on the cliff with Marin.
Yeah.
When she's like observing, like when you guys are just enjoying the breeze, and then also when you're standing next to each other with Bow Wow for a picture, the art style noticeably shifts to something that has much more of a toy aesthetic to it there too. So it's not 100% like, yeah, exactly, yeah. And then
like, is that supposed to mean something?
The fact the art style is so wildly different between when Link is awake and when he's not awake could also be kind of a thing as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would love to see them continue on with not necessarily the same art style, but a similar, maybe like, lighten the tilt shift and go with a less wooden thing for like the Oracle games. I was talking with Sarah about it. Be like, how cool would it be if they made Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons? Ooh, sorry. Oracle of Ages and Oracle of Seasons, and actually did make that third game a reality with the main thing being something similar to how the chamber dungeons work. So, like, what if your dungeons were ones where you had to explore, but you had to, like, do something that moved the rooms around so you could actually get through them or something like... I don't know. There are ways to do the mechanics that would make it work, especially since that one was rumored to be about time, like in the sense of like time of the day.
Like,
yeah,
like the passing of time.
I mean, all of them do really, because you got Oracle of Seasons, which is about time of year, Oracle of Ages, which is about the eras, and then the third one is allegedly going to be like morning, day, evening, night as a cycle as well. Minish Cap would also be a pretty cool one for that too. But regardless, Link's Awakening is over. I had a good time with it. It was nice to come back to Link's Awakening, even if it wasn't the original version of it. And Jeff got to see it for the first time, which is pretty neat.
Yeah.
It's rare to...
Link's Awakening is one of my favorite all-time games.
Absolutely.
And one of the most influential games to me, personally.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a very meaningful and, like, thoughtful game, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And it's
just dropped some heavy stuff on you in that game.
For sure. But it's also just, like, a really, like, tight game. Like, everything's just
like I played Super Mario Land, which like is a nothing sized game. It's so tiny, like file size wise basically. And then you've got stuff like Pokemon Red and Blue and Link's Awakening, which are both fucking massive piles of code that they squish down to that thing. And then you go and play like Tetris or Super Mario Land or
this is the same. This takes up the same.
Yeah, it's like, how does that even work? Satoru Iwata was a goddamn genius for compression with his gold and silver stuff. But
I don't know what my favorite Genesis game that I missed the recording for was, because I never played any Genesis games.
You must have.
I never had it.
I'd be willing to believe that you were sarcastically talking about having missed a thing and being like, my favorite. But
that sounds way more like the truth than anything else. Unless you guys did like Golden Axe?
We did do Golden Axe.
That might be
there it is. All right.
Golden Axe sounds like a fun time.
It was pretty good. It was a little hard to get into, but it was all right.
It's either that I was upset that I missed Golden Axe, or I was just dicking around.
Either one is a possibility.
I can't even tell you.
Yeah. We're 25
They're
in.
both equally likely.
Speaking of the Sega Genesis Mini, man. So have you while editing, I came across videos that show you how to deal with that first screen when you're in 2-player mode. Do you want to know what you have to do?
Sure. Can you pull?
you seesaw one player up onto the next thing.
Yeah.
And then you walk to the edge of that platform, and then you hold the run button, which, when you're on the edge of a platform up above another platform, is also the 2-player mode only drop a rope down so the other player can climb the rope button.
What the fuck?
So clearly when they said run, they meant run physically and also run a line down.
Okay.
And I watched the video, I was like, wait, what? And then I saw pictures.
Did our video go up?
Oh, it did.
Was everyone's like, are you like making
just about everybody was like, wow, this was a miss, guys. Like stuff like that. And I was just like, well,
the fuck
There was someone.
How the fuck do you know that?
There was someone who
What
was
are you
like.
supposed to do?
There was someone who softly accused us of misrepresenting the game. And we're like, we saw there was a control screen and it said run, jump, and attack. I think was the last one.
Please don't misrepresent games, people. This is entirely a failure on your part.
That's the thing. The manual.
Sorry.
They show you how the rope thing works on page 10 of the manual. When it would have been easy to just on the control screen run/rope. That would have gotten the point across.
But no, I guess they'd be
Plenty.
like, oh, when would you use a rope at an edge? You throw a
Yeah,
rope
the
down.
moment
Or
we got there,
maybe
be
you
like,
try to figure
what
out
does
how to
rope
throw a
mean?
rope
Let's
up.
try to rope a
What?
thing. Yeah, that would have been. But yeah, page 10 of the manual, which either would have meant physically owning the game manual to a digital game,
Which
or
we obviously don't because it's established that this is the Genesis Mini.
yeah, or in the Sega Genesis Mini. When you're going to select a game, I don't think it's when the game is active. I think you have to go when you're about to select a game. There's a button you can press that gives you a QR code that will give you a digital version, like a PDF of the manual.
Well, I'm not going to do that.
And it was like, that's a massive pile of stuff to do.
No,
So that you can then go dig through it.
no people are going to do that. Zero.
We did have one or two people in the comments that were like, this legitimately stopped me as a child when I rented it. And I was like, okay,
Yeah, what do
so
you-
it's not just us. That's
And
good.
if you rented it, not necessarily, but might have the manual with it.
right? Like,
I
oh my God.
think that sometimes I would rent games and get the manual with them.
I don't remember. I think sometimes they would come with them.
I think-
Usually it wouldn't. Blockbuster usually didn't let the manuals go, but
I don't know.
but yeah, the game seemed fine enough. It's interesting. I know that the Illusion games are like crazy, or were crazy popular. There are like 6 of them, and then they remade that first
There's
one.
6 World of Illusion games?
Yeah, Castle of Illusion got remade about 6 years ago, I think.
Yeah, apparently there are dozens of
Yeah.
World of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck fans. I'm assuming that's supposed to be fans.
I don't know that I'm
hiding in the woodwork.
I'm not sure that I'm into them. We've played 2 now, and
well,
and it's like
I've basically played 0.
I mean, kind of, yeah. It was fine. It wasn't like bad, but it was just kind of like, they didn't really like grab me the same way that some of the other ones did.
Stands.
4 Illusions and
all
the 3
these
Donald
Stanleys
games.
in the comments. I just punched my
I thought there was more than that, but I guess they probably lump them together on Wikipedia. I thought that they had like 6 or so, but
I mean, it looks like it seemed like it would have been a fine platformer.
yeah, it would have been all right. Like, I don't know. It's one of those ones too where it's like the game feels so basic, like controls wise, that you're just kind of like,
Well, sorry,
But yeah, so
that's my public apology.
we're 25 in. We have I think 17 to go because there's 42 in total. So
That's a lot.
yep. So we got another. I mean, it's gonna go through to the end of the year.
Yeah.
And then so I thought that like this is our third system, our third series doing this for. At this point, we did the Super Nintendo. And then we did the NES one last year at the end of the year. So it kind of is nice. I actually kind of dig it as sort of an end of the year. Like, we've done a bunch of stuff. Let's play a whole bunch of just random one-off things.
The one-offs are great.
Yeah. It's a nice excuse to kind of like just dip your toes in.
Sometimes you come across a game. It's like I'd like to keep doing this one.
Yep.
But that's offset by me not caring about anything.
The irony of the Sega Genesis Mini is that the
PS1
bulk
Classic. What PS1 Classic would be cool, actually.
From what I can tell, the bulk of the games on the Sega Genesis Mini were previously released on the Sega Genesis like Classics collection in 2010 on like the Xbox, the PlayStation, and like it's hilarious just how many like almost every game that was in that is in the Sega Genesis Mini 9 years later, and it's like. Okay, all right. Like I get as a micro console, I get it where it's like it's an isolated thing. But
Seems
it's like,
lazy though.
Kind of.
Of all the classic Genesis Mini, looks like the one you'd want the most.
My other thing too is the like.
I don't know, man. The Super Nintendo Mini seemed really.
I'm gonna
good.
say the
It had a
other
lot of good titles.
The Super Nintendo definitely. The NES one debatably. Both of which I think I've enjoyed more than the Genesis Mini so far. And I had Genesis growing up. I had a bunch of games for it.
Yeah.
But if this is their like. Curated list of their top 40 games plus the 2 bonuses is like
Right.
This is not necessarily the best showing. Maybe it's the most popular ones and not the best ones. Like, I think that's kind of part of it, but I don't know. It's neither here nor there. But the how's it pronounced? Darius? Because not Darius. I know, like I think I mentioned. I know a guy named Darius.
Yeah.
And
Darius.
so now I just always see it as Darius, but I mean, yes, you would want him. And if anything, it's more just like if you're someone who bought that collection in 2010, Darius. If someone bought that collection in 2010, I feel like it'd be a hard sell to do the micro console version of it now. I guess the biggest thing for it is that it's no longer like tied to a console.
That was just a fucking trip of a game.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Wait, Darius was the greatest,
Darius was the
right.
Darius was the greatest like one. It was a side scrolling shooter. So all right, that's the thing. So
what was
Darius?
Which game was
Darius is the one where it felt like it was super claustrophobic because if you played that in the arcade, the screen was literally triple the width. Other games, like I'm gonna keep calling it Darius just because that's how.
It's Darius. That's the fucking
Darius
name.
Twin on the Super Nintendo was built to be a 4x3 standard def TV game.
Yeah.
Darius in the arcades not meant to be that. That was meant to be a 12x3 experience. But so the Darius Twin one on the Super Nintendo, the enemy patterns are all built for that screen size. So it actually is fair. As opposed to this one, it's like, holy shit, there's so many guys coming, and I never have enough time.
Did it just squish all the enemies closer together?
No, it just kind of went, you just get that last.
You just don't see them
that
coming.
last,
Okay.
Too wide to focus on. I mean, maybe it's one of those things where like you play Guitar Hero or Rock Band or
1/3 of the Tetris screen too,
or DDR, and you kind of think the same thing. It's like, oh my god, you can see so much of the guitar neck. How am I ever going to focus on all of that? It's like you don't. There comes a point where you stop looking at something and you just kind of look somewhere near the middle, and you let your eyes just kind of track everything.
Because like people are pretty good at keeping track of things on the peripherals.
Yeah,
like, it processes the information differently. Like it's not
better, arguably horizontally too, because we're built to kind of think horizontally anyway.
Yeah,
not so much vertically, but
it like on paper, right? It's a lot to focus on. Let me get my hands in the. There's like so much stuff here, but like you're only really focused on here, but you can see what's like coming up.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. I have no idea what to expect with Tetris. That one's so weird because in my mind, when it comes to console Tetris, up through like Tetris 3D on the Virtual Boy.
How do you do Tetris in 3 dimensions? Is it
like you literally, you'll have. So on the Virtual Boy, it's kind of cool because the field rotates a little bit so that you can get a sense of the 3D-ness of what's going on. Some of the blocks are like shaped like kind of funky. They look like the little road spike things and stuff, and they'll do weird shapes.
That sounds real hard.
It is definitely tricky. The field is a lot smaller. Like the field is like 5 by 5 by 5.
It's tricky to rock around.
That's right. All right. It's
tricky.
It's like these lyrics. They're tricky.
I thought I just saw ghosts.
It was.
Over here.
Oh, it's just me. I'm very pale.
No, it was like above your head. I thought I saw ghosts.
Actually, I could probably fix that as well.
It might have been a little bit of fuzz.
But yeah, I don't know what to expect with Tetris because
you saw it too? I think we have a ghost.
In my opinion, like when I think of
when this goes up on YouTube, we'll get to we'll have a whole ARG.
Ooh, there we go. That's too red. That's a nice color though. It's less pale. All right.
I'm pale.
So
what the fuck is Mishikis?
Mishkis is one of the people on our Discord, and that was the
ghost.
What was I? How did it go? Ghost. Am I Miss H-I-K-S? No. Me S K. It was that one where like we were playing Smash Ultimate, and all of a sudden the computer just said like,
oh yeah, that's right.
MS High Keyes says you missed out on all the fun, and we're just like,
what the fuck?
We all just stopped. We were like, what was that? What was that?
We have that like
Me S high key S.
we
Thank
have
you.
that
Yep.
on video, right?
Yep. Yeah, that was. I
And
think it
it's
was.
like- it comes through, right?
I think it was like one of the last videos we did for Ultimate, like 99 or 100. I think. But
It's fucking weird.
getting back on track, I guess.
Yes.
Tetris. The only two versions of Tetris that my brain associates are the Game Boy version for handheld, which made the console, and vice versa, and then the NES version, though, like Elorg. I'm gonna get it wrong. The Elorg one, it's just short for like Electronorg Technica, I believe, is the full name of. Elorg is the company that basically one of the many companies that had or decided they had the rights to publish Tetris in the 80s. There were like 4 or 5 different companies that all decided simultaneously they had the right.
This is our game.
Yep. It was a huge fucking mess. A lot of technically unlicensed versions made it to market. But so, later on there was the Virtual Boy one. There was the DS one. Tetris DS was great, actually. That was a really solid follow-up to it.
Did he use both screens?
I don't remember if it used both screens
Missed
for
opportunity.
it. But then there's stuff like Tetris Attack, which isn't really Tetris in the first place. And then you got stuff like I had Tetris 2 and Tetris Blast on the Game Boy. Tetris Blast is a lot of fun as well. But I never think about. I guess this wasn't a Genesis version. It was an arcade version of Tetris that is now being ported to the Genesis, sort of. It got ported to other consoles, but not the Genesis. It's very confusing. The Darius and Tetris things are like neat, but also super not right for this micro console.
Yeah.
It's like we've got 40 Genesis games and also 2 that are now technically ported to the Genesis,
But
they're not.
They were arcade games?
Yeah, they were arcade games. Some of them ported to other consoles, but were not Genesis. So it's like, so what are you doing on this console?
Just weird.
But yeah, Tetris DS was a lot of fun. Anyway, the Genesis one will be weird. I don't know what to expect. I think it'll be cool. I guess we'll see when we get there. Yeah, that's right. The Tetris one they were planning to port. Darius they hadn't been planning to port, but I think that was like a whole different scenario anyway. Like I think the Sega Saturn got it or something weird like that. Moving on though, we've been on this one forever. Pokemon. Pokemon's been going okay.
Yeah.
We've got 2 series going at the same time right now. We've got Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, which has been a bit slower because of Pokemon Sword. We wanted to make sure Pokemon Sword kind of got more of the limelight, since that's more relevant and more, of a thing right now.
It's more of a game.
Yeah. Pokemon Let's Go feels a lot more hands-off generally. But so Let's Go, I'm now in Chapter 6. I think when we last recorded, I was in the middle of Silphco, so that's still going on. And then it's like Silphco, Fighting Dojo, Sabrina's Gym. Like, there's really not much to this chapter. And originally we were planning on just like, all right, let's bust through that, and then we'll pass it back to John, and then when he's got time, he can do his chunk. Because from here out, it's going to be little tiny chunks until Victory Road, and then that's going to be like a medium-ish length chunk.
Yeah.
And that's only because Victory Road is kind of a pain in the ass. Like, the middle chunk where you pass through Saffron City and go to Fuchsia is by far the biggest part of the entire game. It's like the midpoint of the whole thing.
You got through all that stuff.
And then, but yeah, so that one's going pretty well. I think I actually have the lead, maybe for the first time, like at this point in a series. In any of the Pokemon rivals, I don't know if I've ever been up 3-2 before.
Up what?
3-2.
Oh.
I've won 3 matches and John's won 2. The closest I came is probably Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, where I know that I was in.
Graveler.
Yes, that bums me out so much. It bums me out so much. Graveler with Stealth Rock was such a busted fucking. Because there was almost nothing he could do. The most that he could do was decide he was going to preempt it by throwing like Gyarados out to do water. And there would come a point where I would intentionally just fuck with him by, all right, here we go. Let's start this. And here comes Pikachu to start this out. Or like...
you caught a Zapdos and John decided
Yeah.
to have all flying types. Like,
yep,
it's not
that was
busted.
a big...
It's just like, oh, you've given yourself a huge glaring weakness in your team.
Yep.
I'll take advantage of it. Also, fuck your Charizard.
Yeah. Oh my god. But like, yeah, that's the thing is like Eevee feels like a much more tactically beneficial.
Eevee's better than Pikachu in my opinion.
I think so.
Like,
Well,
quite a bit.
so all of Eevee's moves are more or less the same idea. They're all the same strength too, but like they have an element. They are 100% accuracy, and they have a special effect that also has a 100% chance, which is awesome. So 100% chance to burn is great. 100% chance to paralyze, that's awesome.
They're obnoxiously good moves.
The one thing that Pikachu has over Eevee is that Zippy Zap is or Buzzy Buzz. No, Buzzy Buzz is Eevee's one. I think Zippy Zap is Pikachu's one. That one has priority and crits, which is really nice.
How strong is it though?
Same strength, I believe.
Which is what?
90, I think. Like it's decently strong.
It's +1.
+1. Yep, +1 priority and crits.
And it's 90 power, base power?
I think it's not. It might be 70. I think it was 90. But even if it's 70, the crit brings it past a 90 here. Oh, it's only 50. Okay,
that's fine. That's
all right,
basically
that's less of a.
that's
yeah.
basically quick attack.
Yeah,
Quick attack's 40.
I mean,
it's like a little bit more.
Well, yeah, but it's quick attack with stab and crit.
Yeah, so it's
so
like,
it does.
It's
it's
a good priority move.
Yeah, it's a really solid. Like if Eevee had quick attack and for whatever reason had his crit rate like way up, then it would be close to that. Like it'd be better than that by a bit.
Still, Eevee's way better.
Eevee does not get stabbed, so that's the thing. Yeah, but if you have a wide enough spread, you can really cover most of the playing field. Like I think I've got fire, water, electric, and psychic, which is okay. I was debating pulling in the dark one just for Sabrina, but I think Meowth or Persian rather is gonna do fine for Sabrina because dark types nullify psychic, so that's not gonna be an issue.
Yeah,
it's gonna be really easy. But anyway,
she'll have coverage moves though, probably.
Yeah, even Pikachu is going well.
They did put decent moves on Pokemon in Let's Go.
Yeah, they really condensed down the move pool. Like they knocked out a whole lot of them just for this game. They knocked out a lot of the moves and like really fine tuned them down to like a solid set for pretty much everybody, really. And Floaty Fall and Splishy Splash. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, those are Pikachu's kind of backup typing ones, is water and flying, which are nice.
It seems like with Pikachu, they're just like, oh, remember Surfing Pikachu?
Yeah.
Oh, remember Balloon Pikachu?
Which is kind of
electric.
I think that's kind of a cute reference back to Pokemon Yellow.
This is what you get, sure. But then it's like, oh, Eevee. Okay. Here's really
your evolutions
move with every element type, just like all of them.
Yep.
And they all have really good effects on them also. And they're also all 90 base power.
They might be 70, not 90, but
I think
they're
all 90.
Are they 90?
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
They're really, really good.
Yeah, I like them a lot. So
there's like no other attacking moves that like come close to them.
Yep.
In the games.
And over in Pokemon Sword,
100% burn on a 90 attack power.
Yeah.
Like 100% paralyze on a 90 attack power. It's fucking dumb.
Oh, nice. So it'll retain. I mean, I guess it would have to, but like, yeah. So Let's Go is compatible enough with Sword and Shield that it'll retain moves that it wouldn't get in Sword and Shield, but can in Let's Go, basically.
What? Sword and Shield? It's like if you transfer with Karate Chop.
Oh, it'll say, wait.
Blank?
Oh. So the opposite of what I just said. I misread that. So it doesn't have certain moves that are in Let's Go. That's confusing. That's incredibly confusing.
It'll just be blank? There'll just not be a move there?
That's really weird.
Is that what you're saying?
Hey, James.
Hey,
hello.
James. You missed all the good stuff at the beginning where the stream was awful.
So as for Pokemon Sword, we made it to Motostoke. We got through the opening ceremony. We're on our way to Turf Field, where we spent a really long time on Route 3. Like, we spent a very long time, like, one screen away from town. I don't remember exactly. I think we were just catching stuff, and we just kind of
catch them.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to keep catching every single Pokemon from here on out. I just want to catch the ones that I think are cool.
Yeah, may as well try anything that's not familiar looking at the very least. Like, why the hell not?
I guess, except, like we just said, it takes a lot of time to catch every Pokemon.
That's
and
true.
I don't know
That's true.
what kind of benefit you get. Maybe we get to the point where it's like, oh, you need to have caught 70 fucking Pokemon. It's like, oh shit, well I guess we gotta catch up a little bit. And
if that's the case, we can.
Hopefully that doesn't happen. But if it does, like, it's not like we lost time.
This move can't be used. Recommend this move is forgotten. Once forgotten, this move can't be remembered. That's so weird and like fourth wall breaking and shit. Like that's so bizarre.
It had a slur in it. Is Jeff gonna play? Yeah.
They'll football the thing back and forth. A lot of times Jeff will, and I mean all of us will just kind of be like, yeah, you play kind of a thing.
I could be wrong. Jeff kind of implied he just wanted me to play through the whole game. But I have no problem with him playing at all. Yeah. I just want to name a bunch of Pokemon goofy things.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. I mean,
and
who
also
knows?
have Jeff name Pokemon goofy things too.
Yes. Dr. Trungles has quickly become a favorite. Dr. Trungles to the fuck ward. Boom. Dr. Trungles to the fuck ward. In Sonic news, Sonic 3 Prototype was a fun time.
Oh yeah, I missed all of that.
We covered as almost all of it. There's a little bit that was left that we could have covered if we really dug in.
Not every
Pokemon
can get a PhD. So,
that's true.
I mean,
but like technically, you can get into Lava Reef Zone if you have to like kind of basically hack the game to make it work, but you can get in there.
I don't know what any of that means.
You can technically get into a couple other things as well, but they're so busted and broken that it's really not worth it, in my opinion. But we covered all the zones that were accessible. We covered the competition mode. We put up a special video earlier tonight that was essentially the sound test from the game. That way everybody can just listen to it if they want, which I thought would be kind of nice. But yeah, so Sonic 3 Prototype was neat. It was a interesting glimpse into the past. I've got some thoughts that I'm
was CJ able
consolidating.
to make it for,
He was there for the whole thing.
Cool.
And we will from here we'll be moving back over into Sonic Heroes. We'll be getting back into that.
Sonic Heroes.
It's a fucking banger of a title.
Jump in
Heroes.
They do like the.
They do.
It's a round.
It is sort of a round. It's more of a call and response.
Sonic Heroes.
Sonic Heroes.
Yeah, that's kind of a round.
Yeah. It's call and response. I think is kind of the idea with that. I think call and response is when one melody has a phrase and then has a response phrase to the previous one, so it's not quite the same.
Back and forth? Or not necessarily back and forth.
They repeat that, but for call and response,
yeah,
kind of. That's sort of like how verse structure traditionally gets structured. I didn't really think that sentence through until I got there. But yeah, you kind of set it up with like, here's your setup and here is your follow through, and you kind of repeat that to. Like language. You want to build it up and then you bring it down.
It's like chatting.
Yeah. But yeah, Sonic Heroes is coming back. We're going to be doing Team Rose
is this
next.
What you drink for your streams?
Usually, yeah.
You're a rum guy? Mango rum?
Yeah. Cruzan rum, not a sponsor, just very tasty.
But if you want to sponsor us.
Oh man, if Massive, is it Barbados rum? No, it's Saint
it says Cruisin' rum.
Saint Croix, I think.
Cruisin' USA. LaCroix?
Saint Croix or Saint Martin? Saint Croix, yeah. We actually the first time I tried it, I was on a cruise that stopped in Saint Croix. I guess it's technically Saint Croix, but
Saint Croix.
I like French. I speak a decent amount of French, but the croix, like
croix,
syllable always sounds awkward to me. Like I have a hard time saying croissant. Same thing. I'll say croissant as opposed to croissant. Like it just feels weird on the tongue.
Croissant.
But Saint Croix. Yeah. If we're gonna say LaCroix, then it's Saint Croix.
America, speak American.
No one says like, "Oh, can you pass me a LaCroix?"
Yeah.
Like no. But yeah, I went to LaCroix, and as you're walking around, there'll be people that are there with just shot glasses of Cruzan giving out samples. They're like, here, try that. And like, if you have getting a shot as a sample is like, wow, damn, that's all right, fine. And you drink, and you're just like,
if you say so.
Just like that, yeah. But you throw it back, and you're just like, that was really tasty. Damn, that didn't feel like a shot of liquor. That was like a taste of like just a nice kind of thing. And I tried a couple flavors of it, and I wound up buying 5 750s of it and brought him back home from the trip, and it was amazing.
It's called 750 because it's 750 milliliters.
Yes.
Boom.
Yep.
Nailed it.
He nailed it. He hit it with a nail.
Nailed it.
Technically wouldn't be Je suis name, it'd be Je m'appelle name. Because Je suis is I am, but it's usually like an adjective would come after that. Or a noun.
Fille.
Yeah. Or a noun that would come after that.
750% alcohol. Yep. One taste and you die.
I don't understand how someone decided on proof as like a percentage where it's like, this is 75 proof. And it's like, well, why won't you just say it's 37.5% alcohol by volume?
It's just double.
Yeah, it's just double. And proofing had to do with like, I think it had to do with like flammability. But it's like, it's still literally just 2 times the percentage of alcohol by volume.
If it's 10% alcohol, it's 20 proof.
It's 20 proof. Yep.
Like, I never understood.
For comparison, if anyone ever describes Everclear, you're not familiar, I believe Everclear is 190 proof. It is someone
don't drink it. Like
someone at a
why would you do that?
But yeah, there was a party in college where someone had a little tiny, think like I'm trying to think of what you'd normally use one of these for, but a little teeny bottle with a little pump on it, and I think you'd use it for like cleaning glasses, like you spray it on your glasses and wipe it off kind of thing. Yeah. But they had rinsed it out and replaced it with Everclear. So at various points in the party, they'd be like, open wide, and you go, what? And they go, just one, and your mouth would just be like, like whoa. It was fucking crazy. I don't even remember how we got all the way to this. Sonic Heroes. Team Rose.
I just interrupted and I picked up the bottles off the floor.
I believe either you or Jeff we're gonna give Team Rose a swing.
I mean, you can try to make me do it.
I will try to make him do it, and I will make me try to make him do it. You can try to make me you do it.
I'll play some of it. I'll make Jeff do some of it too.
That's probably fair. Team Rose is literally easy mode, and I think most of the levels and bosses are half as long.
I don't like doing anything. I just like making other people do everything for me.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting back to Sonic Heroes. That'll be fun. We've got some interesting games coming up too on the docket, so that'll be interesting as we're getting into next year. I think we'll still be doing Sonic Heroes probably into like maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks into January. I think. Yeah. I think about that long.
I don't have to try.
Kirby Mass Attack.
Yeah, it's a game.
Yeah. It's weird because it is further away from a standard Kirby game than Extra Epic Yarn was, or I guess regular Epic Yarn normally was, but it feels more like passively I'm playing Kirby than
Extra Epic Yarn
did.
is the one where you have to like make the bridges, right? You like draw the
No,
platforms?
that's Canvas Curse. Where you're drawing the like thing that your little ball Kirby rolls around. That's Canvas Curse.
I was like, that's way more removed.
Yeah,
from
no, that
Kirby.
one's about as far as it gets.
What are you going off?
Epic Yarn was the one where you're made of yarn. You can't fly, you can't swallow things, but you have your little whip.
Yeah,
that one. Feels more Kirby because the art style is Kirby. I mean, that's definitely part of it. I think also like the level design feels more Kirby-ish.
Canvas
I think
Curse didn't feel un-Kirby in the art style. It was just like a different take on it.
Yeah. Current Call is one of the sub games they're talking about. They say the sub game is the best part. Oh yeah, I know. I know that Brawl Ball is one of the ones that people refer to. Brawl Ball is basically Kirby's Pinball Land updated for the DS, which is kind of neat. Yeah. We got to go back to that one because we only got through half of it on the first attempt. At some point when there's an episode where we've just like got like 5 minutes left and we don't have enough time to do a real level, we'll probably go back to it.
It'll turn into a whole episode. Don't.
Mass Attack has been good. We are just about done with the first world, and this game has, I think, 5 worlds to it. So it's actually a lot short. Most Kirby games have 7 or 8 worlds, and this one has 5.
Wait, we're only on World 1?
Yes. We're almost done with World 1. I think we have like 2 stages left in the boss. Actually, we might have 1 stage left in the boss.
Oh. It's longer than I thought it would be.
Well, that's the thing. The worlds are a bit longer, but there's fewer worlds. Most Kirby games, like I was saying, have 7 or 8 or sometimes even 9 worlds. This one has 5.
Yeah, but then there's like 9 stages per world, or like 10 stages per world.
About 10, I think, on average. It might be 10 each plus a boss.
There's a lot of levels in each world. No, all right, yeah. Yeah, we're on the same wavelength there.
Yeah. But that one's going okay.
If we're only like 1/5 through the game, then I thought we were further through the game than we are.
Yeah, we're almost. I think the next episode that we record, which is episode 8. So we recorded one for 7 already. Episode 8, when we record that, will bring us to the 1/5 mark.
Yeah.
And that's also assuming there are. I think World 5 does have a set of stages, and it's not just a boss battle. Like I think it's
like an actual
full thing. But yeah, 20% of the way through the game. So that's not too bad.
We're like 90% through the game.
Yeah. The whole game is green grounds. They just decided to.
I was hoping.
It's like Knuckles Chaotix, where the entire game takes place in New Tragic High Zone.
I was hoping we were 90% through the game.
But yeah, after that, it's an interesting ride for the rest of that because we've got super short side games. We've got returning to old games that we've played in the past partially, and I think the only game, yeah, we've got 2 games that we haven't touched at all for 3 games that we haven't touched at all for the Dreamy Let's Play so far that are like full-size normal Kirby games. And the rest are side games or things we've already done partially. So
when do we start getting to do fun games?
The next one up will definitely be a fun game.
Will it though?
Yep. And the one after that too, actually.
Will it be like a game that I enjoy playing?
The one after that will probably be a big pain in the ass as far as the like larger scale games go, but first it'll be good. So that's Kirby. I can't read this because it's dark blue on a dark screen. Okay.
I do want more Dark Souls. I want to play Dark Souls now.
Dark Souls? Oh, yeah. So streaming stuff. Dark Souls is over. As is, like, Wind Waker Randomizer has been over for a little bit, but those are both over now. Dark Souls is done. I killed the final boss, and I did it on my first try because I'm so good, you guys. It was a lot of fun.
I'm legit upset and hurt that you didn't fall in love with that game.
I don't hate the game.
I know you don't hate it.
Yeah.
But I wanted you to fall in love with it.
I appreciate it a lot. I do. I have personal issues with some of the ways that it punishes you, I guess. And it's not even like, well, this is a dumb idea. It's more like the way they specifically do this one piece just pisses me off.
Do you have any examples? Or just a single example?
More one class of examples, I guess, that bums me out is when it comes to boss battles. In a lot of games, I prefer to be able to have the chance to more or less like get right back into the boss battle, like start it over, fine, or like be the next room over, fine. But for Ornstein and Smo, and also for Gwyn at the end as well, also for the 4 Kings, I think those are the 3 ones that pissed me off the most, where it wasn't even the boss battle that pissed me off, and I enjoyed the engagement, but getting there each time I died was getting progressively more annoying with each death.
If you do end up, I mean, whatever, the games progressively get more forgiving with that specific thing.
I have heard that like the construction of the games gets a little bit more. Yeah, gets
to
a little
the
bit
point
more
where some
of
people
that.
complained like there's so many fucking bonfires that there's never a boss run that you. The run to the boss that you have to do if you don't.
That's the thing. I hate that shit. I hate getting to a boss and being like, "Great, I've got 1/3 of my health items, and I'm so fucked."
See, I kind of enjoyed like increasing my efficiency of getting to the boss. Like, which of these enemies can I dodge and just like avoid entirely, and like
I think if it was a game that I was playing multiple times, I would start to appreciate that more, because then it'd be more like a challenge run at that point.
Yeah.
As opposed to for a first-time experience,
yeah,
it does.
That's true.
It does wear
a lot
down
more
a bit, but
to the point where it's become a different kind of experience.
Like that's the thing. If I played multiple times, I would probably get to that same mindset of like, oh, what can I do differently this time? Well, I'm gonna fight with like just arrows.
Yeah,
which actually probably isn't even remotely possible just because of the cost of it.
I did it.
Yeah.
It was not.
It does not sound. That seems like one of the more blatantly torturous ways of playing that game.
I think I kind of cheated a little bit, where I ran through with a friend who would like buy arrows for me sometimes.
Okay, all right.
So I don't know. And I do get Dark Souls. It's not for everyone.
Yeah,
I totally get it. It is fine. I'm not I don't think any less of you or anything like that. I want everyone to like the same things I like.
I would be willing to bet that if one of these days I get around to doing...
Yeah, pure archer is not fun at all because like it's either like the enemy doesn't see you yet, so you line up a shot and hit it, or they do see you and they're fucking run all over the place and you can't line up a shot unless you're... Well, I can't anyway. So you're just locked on. You go. Bloop, and
Did you ever beat?
Run away
Did you ever beat Calamite without having Goff shoot him?
No, I don't think so. I never really did any like really hard challenge runs.
Well, weren't you working on a? I don't know. I think you talked about it.
I was working on a soul level 1 run, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I haven't like done it.
Oh,
I
okay.
haven't finished
All
it.
right.
I'm on Ornstein and Smo at level 1.
Oh,
And
God save you.
I got to Super Smo one time, and
Alright.
then he like one shot me.
Right, the worst part is like Super Smo
just
on his
one-shots
own.
you.
Super Smo on his own seems less insane than trying to deal with both of them together. Like Super Smo is
it's just
more dodgeable.
Yeah, it's easy. You just can't mess up.
Yeah.
And if you
God
do mess
damn.
up, start over. So
But yeah, I think if I ever get around to doing Dark Souls 2 or Bloodborne or Sekiro, I think all three of those I would probably enjoy more than Dark Souls 1 overall.
yeah, Dark Souls 2 is still pretty slow, and I think the faster paced stuff is more your speed.
Generally, yeah.
So like Bloodborne would be more your speed, and Sekiro is like almost like rhythm based. Like it's so like back and forth and like very fast paced and.
Get into that.
But yeah.
But yeah, so actually, speaking of Kingdom Hearts, we have finally exhausted, as of tomorrow, a very long backlog of... We recorded everything for the entire post-game... I know, right? The entire post-game through episode 71, which goes up tomorrow, was recorded in 2 sessions that were very close together.
For what was this?
Kingdom Hearts 2.
I don't care.
Like, we recorded episode 71 probably 3 weeks ago. Yeah. And we're finally caught back up to that, which we did it on purpose because it was like, all right, we've got some like wiggle room now. If I need to spend time to grind in between doing other things, I can do it. And that took me like 2 hours, and it wasn't actually all that serious of a time to do that. But that one's going pretty well. I have a list of what's left, and it's actually not that bad. We still have most of the mushrooms. But some of those are just a matter of put on final form and just go nuts for a couple seconds. The real trick is the remaining bosses to fight. I think we have 1 or 2 more organization members to fight. We got Sephiroth. We've got Anubis Knight, who I think is supposed to be the last fight of the game. And we have the Hall of Remembrance. It might not be Hall. I might be misremembering, but it's something of remembrance, which is literally refight the entirety of Organization 13, but they're harder, which I think I'm going to have to wait for a later level up thing to tackle. I'm sure there's ways to do it at lower levels, and I'm going to do my best to try to get some basic strategy in on those anyway, since I'm going to need it to start with. Garden of Assemblage, was that what it was? Oh, right. The thing of the Hall of Remembrance was the path to that, like the gauntlet hallway. But yeah, I'm probably gonna wait until we're like in the 80s to try. Basically, my goal.
Pretty high level.
Yeah, right now we're around level 70, and I think my goal at this point is try to take on the mushrooms again. Like with the ones that we've left behind. Try to take on Sephiroth again. Try to take on whoever I left behind for Absent Silhouettes again.
I don't know what any. I don't know what
Absent.
Any,
So an Absent Silhouette.
Means.
Absent Silhouette is basically like a weird
I
void
don't care.
warp you fall into to fight bosses that were in Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories.
Okay.
And have since died.
Just lets you play
Cavern of
fight
Remembrance.
Old
Thank you.
bosses.
But yeah, so I think those are the target things while I'm in the 70s. And then if I fail at those, I'm already anticipating that I'm going to have to do another level up session anyway. And I'll probably jump back in around level 85 and take on whatever stuff I can that's left. And then there will be another fast forward to level 99 to take on the last ones.
Play Kingdom Hearts 3.
Not quite.
Oh, give that some time before we do that.
There's a little, well, not even just time. There's a lot that comes between 2 and 3.
Yeah, but nobody cares.
That's the problem. Apparently, the plot of 3 just flat out doesn't make sense
Oh.
without all the interstitial shit.
Well, that's not good.
Yep.
They should have done it so it still makes sense.
The absent silhouettes are the organization members you're fighting themselves. The organization members
you're fighting themselves.
Oh. Yeah, no, that's what I mean is like it's so they are dead, but like it's some memory of them thing basically, but you'd think they would. Wait, I've already forgotten what we said that would have
made Kingdom Hearts 3 make sense without playing
Oh.
all of the other games in the middle.
That's the problem. They kept building it, and then they kept deciding, hey, this would be a cool plot for something else.
Wasn't someone? I thought people were saying they did something where like you could just watch the videos.
A few
of
of them
the
do
games.
that. Yeah, a few of them have that, but not all of them. I think like 3 or 4 games have been converted into like movie form.
Just movies.
Yeah. 3 is a follow-up to all the new stuff they introduced after. Yeah, 2 seems like it wraps up because 1, Chain of Memories, and 2 is a pretty distinct arc all on its own.
Okay.
You end 2 where 1 started, more or less. So like that kind of wraps it all up, and
But they
like
just couldn't leave it alone.
Nope, they could not. But yes, that's going pretty well. I suspect that we'll be finishing off Kingdom Hearts in January, or Kingdom Hearts 2 rather in January.
That's good.
Yeah. Probably another like 5 or 6 weeks in total of it. If I had to like guess, I'm probably
Still
off.
a
It'll
lot.
probably be more than that, but
It's still a lot though.
it's still a lot.
And you've been doing it for so long.
Yeah, tomorrow episode 71 goes up. So
It's like,
it's rare for us to get that far up
I
there.
can't even count that high.
Yeah.
What's the word for numbers illiterate?
Enumerate? No.
That sounds like it should be right.
Right?
If it's not.
I'm trying to think, like, because
Is there a
illiterate
word for it?
illiterate means reading in general. It's not like letters. It's just.
Yeah.
And then dyslexic isn't.
Like you would still know
letter-based.
that an A is an A. Like you could know the alphabet but not know how to read it.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Just like I can look at a Russian alphabet or something and like
yeah,
identify certain characters, but doesn't.
yeah. It's like I don't know what that means
Yeah.
though. Am I enjoying playing Kingdom Hearts? Yeah, I am. I think Kingdom Hearts 2 is a better gameplay experience than Kingdom Hearts 1. I think Kingdom Hearts 1 had a better put together story than Kingdom Hearts 2. I think Kingdom Hearts 1 was more finely packed together. Like everything felt like it mattered and was part of one progression of a story. Whereas, dyslexic, because the lexic, like lexicon, so, dysnumeric maybe. No, I'm enjoying Kingdom Hearts a lot. My problem with Kingdom Hearts 2, my only real issue is that when you go to separate worlds, they don't feel like the story is connected between those. Like it seems like dyscalculia.
Dyscalculia.
But yeah,
Sounds like a vampire.
Unless you are in Twilight Town, Hollow Bastion / Radiant Garden, or the world that never was, and I guess Disney Castle as well, those seem like the only real places in the game where the story has a linear progression to it. And I guess part of the problem is because you are free to choose which order you do stuff in. Yeah. But you could also do that with Kingdom Hearts 1, I'm pretty sure, and like they still managed to make that feel, and they still managed to make that feel like it had a progressing story. I don't know. I hope that is the worst about the worlds being connected to the plot. All right, good. I was going to say, like, I hope that gets better with other games, because, like, the story is interesting, but the presentation in 1 was, here's a really confusing plot. Also, there's a lot of even more confusing shit on the outside that we're just not going to tell you about. And it's like, fine. It's the first game of, like, 11. We will eventually get to the details on that. And then we get through Chain of Memories, and it was, like, a little bit of plot. It was much more of a side game that had, like, a very thin, linear, singular plot happening, and it didn't have a lot to do with the lore, really. I think we eventually go back to that in one of the later games, but Kingdom Hearts 2 then goes like, remember all that shit we said was going on? We're not really going to talk about most of that, but we're instead going to introduce this entire other factor of things, and we're going to talk about some of it, and we're going to leave some of it out entirely. Oh, also, all of these characters are now dead, so don't worry about them. Like, it's fine. It's like, wait, no, wait, hang on. You introduced characters with all this twisted backstory and then just killed them.
Yeah.
and some cutscenes
what
have
the
people
fuck?
with hoods on before we can associate a face, a voice with a person, and we're expected to be able to connect those dots. Like, I'm not going to play this game again. I'm not going to play, another 60 hours of this so I can go back to the cutscenes and go like, oh, that was Lexius.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, now that makes sense. Like, no. But the later games,
Yeah,
I
it
hope,
just
are a
sounds
little
like
bit.
not great storytelling.
It just seems like 2 is a little too unfocused. They
Yeah.
tried to have too many things going on at the same time. But yeah, those will be fun to see where those go. Ouya Ono has been going pretty swimmingly. I'd say that's been. It's basically just a slower version of the Genesis thing with much more unpredictable games.
Yeah.
At least with Genesis, the odds of getting a bad game on the Genesis are like 0. They're all going to be at least decent games. Like, even if they're ones where we're like, this isn't much fun, it's still like, all right, but it's still a good game. It's just not
For
really.
Genesis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like they're not for us, but they're not bad games.
Those are like vetted games that are like, these are pretty popular,
Yeah.
at least, or popular or best selling, or I don't know, whatever
Some
the criteria was.
metric.
But some criteria, they're like, we think these will be
Yeah.
successful because we're trying to sell a fucking, double A product. I don't know if it's a triple A product, but you know what I'm saying.
Ouya Ono, on the other hand, is a total mystery box.
No fucking idea.
Which I love, because when we get those garbage games, it's like, oh man, the fucking
they're just as fun, if not the main draw,
Right?
of the whole thing.
Like,
is
what
get some of
horrible-
these shitty fucking
like Kitten
garbage.
Bounce was terrible. Pixpang was confusing as shit. Also, apparently, that's a whole genre of game that is very popular. And I think Buster Brothers on the Super Nintendo is actually just basically that game. I think it's actually called Super Pang in like Brazil or something.
Yeah. Do we have any hint as to how far we're through on
Nope.
Ouya?
That is a secret.
Oh, it is a secret.
That is a
Oh,
secret.
okay. I actually don't know.
I do know, but I am keeping it a secret
Okay.
intentionally. But it's been going well. There's plenty of games that are left.
That's one of the few series that I have fun with.
Yeah.
It's like that and Pokemon.
Yeah. There's not a lot to say about
We
the
had
Ouias
Link's
because of-
Awakening, and then that's
Yeah,
over.
right.
Now I'm sad again. About everything.
We talked about Twitch. Oh, I don't know what Jeff's plan is for Twitch.
Oh yeah, he
I
hasn't
forgot
picked up
to-
a new game yet, has he?
I forgot to. He would not be free to hang with us tonight. He's got Old Man Poker tonight.
Yeah, do they
um,
do that every Friday or just some?
No, it's like
Fridays?
I think it's once a month.
Okay.
Maybe
It just happened to be 2 Fridays back to back.
I think
Because
they
it was
missed.
November then December.
Yeah, I think they missed the previous month, so they
Oh,
just
okay.
had to have back to back. What was I going to say? But yeah, so I don't know what Jeff's plan is for streaming over Christmas time, but I'm doing 2 more weeks of streams, and then I'm off from streaming until the 14th of January.
Wait, what is he streaming right now?
Nothing right now. He finished
okay.
RimWorld, and he's about to jump into something else.
But
And
we
he's
don't know what that.
he's had
is.
he's had 2 or 3 ideas, but I don't think he's finalized anything.
I want to talk to him. Just in general.
Just
I
in
like
general,
talking to him.
yeah. I mean, he'll be here tomorrow, so
Yeah.
so you can.
Great.
But yeah, so Jeff may
Oh,
stream.
Azure Dreams. Yeah,
Azure Dreams, yeah. Jeff may stream. He may stream more. He may stream less. I don't really know. I'll have to ask him and have him kind of update people. But yeah, I'm gonna have, I think, 4 weeks off. 4 weeks off, 3 weeks off. The week of Christmas, the week of New Year's, the week after New Year's. So 3 weeks off, because Christmas, it's literally Christmas Eve night and the night after Christmas, where I think I'm going to be either in or coming back from Connecticut. New Year's Eve, I'm certainly not going to spend my night streaming. And then January 2nd, I'm going to be on a plane to MagFest, which we got to figure that stuff out as well.
Yeah.
The week after that, I could hypothetically stream that Tuesday, but since I can't stream that Thursday because I'm going to be on a plane to Florida, I'm just going to leave that Tuesday off and just have the full break. And then the 14th, I'll finally be back with more Persona. And then with something, it's to be determined what the next 2 games I'm going to have up are.
Dark Souls 2.
Nope. I'm at least putting some kind of pause. I'm not opposed to doing Dark Souls 2 eventually, but I need a breather. I've played Dark Souls for most of this year.
Yeah.
So I do need
You're
a
so
I need a
lucky.
breath. I think the first video, according to the D-Pad Wiki, the first Dark Souls video was on February 8th. So it was 10 months of Dark Souls. So
Wow.
I need a breather
Took
before.
me way less than a year to beat that game.
Yeah, well, I'm only playing 3 hours every 2 weeks, so. uh,
Maybe that's why I didn't like it as much.
I mean, if I was playing more of it in a
It's a different experience.
yeah.
So
After a while, I stopped feeling like I was relearning between sessions.
but I feel like that period would have been a lot shorter if you were
Probably, yeah.
just playing it to play it.
Yeah, I think by the time I got to Anor Londo, I probably would have been feeling a little bit more comfortable with the whole thing if I hadn't been taking 2-week long breaks in between and
Yeah,
all that.
and
but-
the 3-week rotation too.
Yeah, that was
even.
which I realized partly, like mostly because of Dark Souls, because I was regressing that much between play sessions. I was like, I think the 3 sessions thing is A, too confusing for people, and B, I'm losing too much,
Yeah,
in between sessions. So
I think you should shift it to just like one game that you're playing at a time.
I've been
Maybe
debating.
2.
It's definitely maximum. Like, so Persona stays on Tuesdays just because that one's a long fucking game, and if I don't do it every week, it will straight up take years to get through.
Yeah.
Thursday I've had as a rotation just because I'm like, all right, if something big
But I
is going to
wouldn't-
take up
Yeah,
Tuesdays,
I don't like the idea of like Tuesday being one stream and Thursday being or Tuesday being one game and Thursday being like 3 different games.
three wasn't working. I don't do 3 anymore. Now it's 2.
I think it should,
and even then it's maximum. It depends. The only reason I go with 2 is because, like I did Dark Souls, for example, where it's like, all right, if that was my one thing for Thursdays, that's about 4 solid months of just Persona and Dark Souls, and that is it.
Yeah, I think that's better.
As opposed to by having that rotation, I got Hollow Knight in, I got Wind Waker randomizer, and Ocarina of Time randomizer.
Yeah, but just
I
do
got
them one
Chicory.
at a time rather than split them all up.
What do you mean?
Like, just do on Thursdays, just do all of Hollow Knight, and then do all of Wind Waker randomizer.
Well, that's the problem is,
Dark
like,
Souls.
some of these games I don't know how long they are. Like Hollow Knight was another one that, like, that was, I think, 10 streams in total. So that's like a good 30 to 40 hours of stuff.
That's fine.
I mean, it's if I didn't have a long form Tuesday thing, I'd be more open to it just because I would have the ability to have like shorter stuff filling in on one of those days. But I think part of it's just like, I don't want to feel like, all right, we're doing Dark Souls, and it's like, well, for the next 5 months, my Thursday is just Dark Souls, and my Tuesday is just Persona, and that's it for streaming. I don't like nothing else can fit in there.
Thinking about that from the perspective of a viewer,
Yeah,
I think that's a lot better.
I mean,
Maybe I'm in the minority.
It's-
I mean, it's
no,
this
that's
is
fair.
much- this is
That's
more-
fair.
This isn't for me.
It's
so-
kind of one of those things that like goes up and it kind of tests the mentality of the channel in general, right? Where it's like, if we were gonna focus on just Sonic, for example, we could do a whole shitload of Sonic,
yeah.
and then that would kind of be the focus. And if people were coming for Sonic, then sweet, we got a Sonic audience, and the same thing would work for that. Like, if we have people who are fucking in for Dark Souls, then they will be there every week, and we can do 15 straight weeks of it, and it's like working like gangbusters. But if there's people who are like not feeling Dark Souls, then now they're like, well, I guess I'm just out for several months. That's the only reason. Like, that's kind of one of the main reasons that I like to have the 2-week rotation. But
Yeah,
I don't know. I can see your point for sure. I get where you're coming from, and I don't disagree. I think even alternatively to that, if I was streaming more than 2 nights a week, like if I did 3 nights or more,
2 nights a week is a little on the low
Yeah.
end too. Yeah.
I'm definitely jealous of the folks who literally stream every night, and like not like I wouldn't go
I
as
mean,
long. If I
we-
streamed every night,
like,
it'd be like
you-
2 hours. But
yeah, you can't stream every night. Like
No.
you just
yeah, it's not
just
it's
being
not physically
realistic, we
possible for
can't-
me
we can't-
doing that.
We
But
can't do it. So
but like that's the thing. Like, if I did 3 nights a week, I think I would toss the rotation entirely, because then I'd be like, all right, I can have my ultra long game, I can have a meaty game, and then I can have like shorter indie titles, and that's kind of my 3 slots, I guess, that I use. Like, all right, it's Windy Wednesday or something, whatever. But like,
yeah.
but regardless, yeah,
I'm just
Yeah.
I'm just
Possible future thing if we get to a spot where I can reasonably do one of those. Like, I'm not going to go and, start a third night of streaming just because I can't handle that right now. But if we got to a point where we were producing fewer videos during, and putting them up during the day, there's less editing to do in general, and I was able to do a stream that didn't, significantly, impact my ability to edit and have a life, then I think a third night wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But I think for now, for the foreseeable future, at least for this next year, I'm gonna stick with 2, and we'll see. We'll see how things go after that as things fill. Because Zelda and Kirby are both starting to get near their ends.
We now need a series titled Windy Wednesdays. I don't care what it is. We just need to have that series. We definitely need to stop adding series like the two opposite of things.
I think by the time, so within the next 6 months, I'm expecting at least 2 things that are going right now to be. Actually, I guess technically 3 things that we're doing right now to be donezo, and 1 approaching its end as well. So we've got we piled a lot of stuff on. The end of the year kind of winds up that way just because we do stuff like the Genesis Mini that adds in a bunch of things, and the Ouya Ono was kind of like a spur of the moment, hey, the U is closing down. We should capitalize on this and do something weird while we have the opportunity for this last possible moment.
I honestly can't wait till we're done. Done.
Yeah.
With Legend of Zelda, with Kirby, with Sonic, with all these big series.
Sonic will be with us for a while.
Sure.
For better or for worse. That one's a beefy fucking franchise.
But I think I have this feeling that we need to be forced to kind of change things up.
I think we're at that point. I think we both need to, and not are yet, but we're kind of setting a few things in place so that we can.
Yeah.
Some of which we can't talk about because there are some secret machinations and things. But yeah, Zelda is getting quite close. Kirby is getting pretty close. Both of them will be done this coming year. Zelda will be done in the early half of the year. Kirby will probably be done maybe late summer, something around there. Obviously, Genesis Mini will be over. Ouya Oh No will be over in 2020. That I will say. That much I will say. That will be over next year as well.
That's very specific.
It's very specific. And that's 4 series knocked out. That cuts our load at least that cuts our load in about half.
Share the load.
Share the load. The free-to-play spinoff. That's Team Kirby. Oh God, Team Kirby Clash. I think it's the one that just came out, right? That one I have to take a look at and see how it works. We're at least gonna I don't know. That one's gonna get weird. We have to. Oh, there's 2. Okay. Oh, is Super Kirby Clash, whatever the fuck it is, also in the same way? We'll have to play those ones by ear. Anything like that, we'll play by ear. Same thing goes for stuff like Rockman Dive. When that gets its full release, I think we're gonna play that, and we'll just go through whatever the story mode is. There are stages.
Yeah.
So if we find out that there is a finite story mode alongside the more infinite other stuff, then we'll just do the story mode, and that'll be the thing, But Star Force coming up soon, according to Patreon. Yes, Star Force will be starting within the next month. I can't be more specific than that right now, but by this time January we will have started Mega Man Star Force. So that will be on our weekend pile just in time for Kingdom Hearts 2 to leave it. That wasn't really the intent originally, but it just kind of lined up that way, and it's all right, if Kingdom Hearts 2 is starting to wind down, then if we minimize that overlap a little bit, it'll make our lives a little bit more sane. So I think that'll help a bit. And I think that's it as far as series and things go. I think so, yeah. All the stuff that's active. There's stuff that, every once in a while we'll have an EVGN or a 90-minute nails or a movie nights at the round table, but those are a little more sporadic. So it's kind of hard to discuss here's what's going to happen with that. But
right.
those will still periodically happen. I know Dustin's got a couple more ideas for EVGNs. He was talking about that he didn't love his Willow video. I'm trying to remember which one he did. Which one was before Willow? Because he did 2 on the same day, and one we put up basically right away. And I think that one was, oh shit, what was that one? Are you planning another Super Christmas video pile? I'm taking a look at it right now. I like kind of being able to arrange things so that there is the 12 videos of Christmas is always kind of a fun little gag, and I have most of that number already, like that'll either already be videos we're working on anyway, or like, oh, here's a special video that I don't really have a date for. I may as well just put it on Christmas. So I'm gonna see if we wind up with 12. But we'll see. Christmas, I'm not gonna be around. I'm gonna be in Connecticut for Christmas this year. So
You know what would be the biggest Christmas gift to me? If you
a building.
Sure.
Okay.
We
got to get him a building, you guys.
I want you to finish that Bond video, the last one.
The one that I recorded like
It was
3 years ago.
It was longer than 3 years ago.
Might have been 4. It was not more than 4. I think, well, more than 4 meaning 2015. Because I actually recorded 1.5 because we recorded, I think You Only Live Twice in its entirety, audio and video. And I just haven't gotten around to editing it because of something that will be clear one day when the editing is done. Because every once in a while I tinker with it.
Do you?
I do.
Okay.
And then I also recorded On Her Majesty's Secret Service. Excuse me. I recorded the video for that, I believe. I don't think I recorded the audio segments, just the video segments. Because I knew that there was a reason I did that. I think I was about to get a haircut, or I'm trying to remember what the circumstances would have been around that time. It was either I was going to get a haircut, or maybe it was like, I think, oh, you know what? No. I think at the office at work, we were doing No Shave November. And I was like, all right, I can't do that. Like for the Bond reviews, I've kept it pretty neatly trimmed or nothing at all. So I can't have this big grizzly thing going on. Like, not like I grew out all that much, but it got scraggly, and I didn't want to have that for the Bond video. So I'm like, I need to record the video parts early, and I'll just swing back to the audio stuff when I got time. But delay by 4 years because you needed a haircut? No, I delayed it by like a month because I was burned out from trying to produce these giant 40-minute videos back to back to back to back, and then like the video before it wound up being an editing nightmare for totally unrelated reasons, and it all just kind of came apart right there. Yes, Robot Rumble has also been ready to edit. It's mostly just I've been struggling to find a solid enough block of time to work on it. I was actually debating trying to spend some time on it tonight, and we'll see how that goes. But it's either gonna be that or a different special video that I wind up working with after we're done here. But yeah, Robot Rumble will be coming around along with a handful of other special videos, including one that I've been working on, oh boy, for almost 2 years now, on the side from everything. And that's going to be a big fucking beefcake of a video. That won't be for a couple of weeks. That might wind up being a Christmas special. Just because there's so much that still needs to be done for that. So that's going to be a whole thing. I think we have probably exhausted.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, we might keep this one a little bit short. I say short as we're almost an hour and a half in. Just because Sarah's already asleep because she's sick. I've been feeling mighty under the weather and stressed out. I know you're tired. I'm tired. You were also sick earlier this week too, right?
I was just able to breathe for the first time this Wednesday.
Damn. Fuck.
Well, no, I started feeling better Tuesday, but it was a full 7 days. I started to get sick on Tuesday.
Ugh.
Wednesday I went to work, but it was a half day, and I felt like shit. But like I was like, it's a half day. Like I'll fucking power through.
Right.
Sick all day. Thanksgiving. Friday was awful. Saturday was awful. Sunday, like, kind of started to feel better, but like pretty much the same. And then we had a bunch of snow, and work
Like,
was
I have an excuse to be at home.
work was like, hey, it's totally cool if you have the ability to work from home, just do it. And I was like,
Yeah.
great, I'm not gonna miss any time. And I just worked from home. And then Tuesday I did the same thing. I worked from home, but Tuesday was like the first day like my nose opened up. I had like a minute where I could like breathe through both nostrils. I was like, I'm the king of air.
I am Balloon Man.
Yeah. And then it clogged back up, but then like got better later in the day. And
Oh man.
then it finally all drained, and then I had a bunch of fluid in my chest that I've been coughing up for the past couple of days. And
Sexy.
yeah, it's great. That's my story.
I'm just remembering too that like I have a funeral to go to tomorrow. Not someone. So anytime I mentioned that as a waker, that there was a waker funeral, I was like, oh God, I'm so sorry, which I appreciate. But it's also someone that I haven't really seen in like 15 years. It's more like
it's a weird.
It was someone who was close with my mom in
Yeah.
the family, and not so much me. I'm more going for her and for the other family members who are
It's a weird.
that related
it's a kind
to
of
it,
weird
but-
thing because like sometimes I'm just like it's always sad when someone passes, but like if it's someone I don't know, I'm just like,
yeah.
it's not that I don't care. It just doesn't have a big
Right.
impact sometimes.
Yeah, that's the thing is like it
I
doesn't
don't
hit you.
know.
It doesn't hit you as hard emotionally. Like that's just. I
I
mean
think that's okay.
Yeah, no, it absolutely is.
I
It,
think
it
I'm
totally
not a
is.
sociopath.
But yeah, the funeral is at 10. The last viewing is at 9, and so I don't have a car right now because living in the city and my last car got totaled right after I moved into the city. I'm like, I'm just gonna use public transportation.
Yeah, there's
Nowadays, Uber and Lyft are a thing.
there's no need. Really.
So my mom is gonna pick me up tomorrow because it's kind of on the way in that direction anyway. But she's gonna be picking me up at like 8 in the morning.
yeah.
So I'm setting my alarm for like 6:30 because I want
That's
to get
when
up.
I'm up. That's early.
Yeah, I want to get up, take a shower, and go get a fucking coffee
Yeah.
and a sandwich
I'll
because
go
I
with
want
you
to feel
'cause
like
I'll
a
be up.
human being for the day.
The
And I'm like, great,
Starbucks-
that's 8 hours from now. If I want 8 hours of sleep, I have to literally pass out where I'm sitting right now.
Starbucks stopped doing the pumpkin cream cold brew.
They did. I got the last one.
But now they have an Irish cream cold brew.
It's okay. It's
I
not as
like
good.
it. I think
I
it's good.
My problem with those cold brews is like there's too much ice. So anytime I'm going to
Ask
like get a
for light
drink,
ice.
I guess I'll have
They
to.
don't care.
Anytime I go, I guess that's true.
What do they care?
Yeah,
I
they're
wouldn't
slowly
care.
learning my name over there too. So
Oh,
yeah,
You go there too often.
I do. But yeah, no, it's okay. I don't like it as much as the pumpkin cream one, but it's good.
The pumpkin cream one was like.
Yeah, that was top tier. I think my
Irish
thing
cream's
too
good.
is
it's. I'm glad that they have something.
I think part of it too is now I mostly want the warmer drinks, and the peppermint mocha is very tasty on
I like
a
the
cold
I
day.
like the salted caramel mocha.
I've tried that one once or twice.
It's heavy though.
The caramel brulee latte is a good one as well. My first time ever drinking it. I never used to be into coffee.
Like, dude, if you haven't started drinking coffee now, just don't. It's a
Yeah, it's not worth it.
horrible, cyclical
Yeah.
relationship of hate and necessity.
I started drinking coffee more regularly when I worked. Honestly, the person I can blame it on the most is John, because when he wanted to get up and stretch during the time where we worked together in Boston,
Yeah.
he would be like, hey, you want to go to, I think it was Grace Note, which was
Whatever,
nearby.
Cafe.
It was some hipster cafe thing, and I was like, sure, and I would get a coffee there also. And eventually, like, I would just start grabbing, like, I would just be like, Grace Note's fine, but honestly, the one or two times I had Starbucks last week, it was like, oh, just simpler and it tasted a little better. So I started dropping it on Starbucks,
Yeah.
a couple times a week. And then it became kind of like most days if I would look down and be like, if I have 10 minutes before I have to be in the office, I can jump into Starbucks real quick. And if not, I'll go in, I'll get my morning started, and then sometime in the morning while things are still slow, I would go downstairs next door to Starbucks and then go back up. Like nowadays, it's like if I can manage to free myself up for about an hour because I have to walk there for about 10 minutes, get my stuff. I like to, if I can, I really like to be able to actually just sit there, eat or drink it, look at my phone and Reddit or whatever, and then come back. So it's like the better part of an hour. Like if I can make that space, then I just do it any day I can at this point. So it's like, I don't know. I never was into coffee until approximately 2015, I think. And that's where it began.
Yeah. That sounds about Well, maybe a little bit earlier than that. I started like really drinking coffee. I started drinking coffee when I was working at the pharmacy, and that's like you just gotta fucking start going as soon as you get in there.
Yep. Oh, also back at 9 Bar and
Diesel. I miss
Diesel was so good.
I miss Diesel.
I was actually thinking earlier today, is like, oh, I need to, at some point I need to like make a doctor's appointment to like get like, physical, all that kind of stuff. And it's like, oh man,
when I'm there, actual parking pass, I can just like go over.
Yeah, you can just drive over there. It's like I can go to Diesel and get myself a sandwich and a coffee, or I can go to Dave's and get myself a sandwich and some other stuff over there. I could even go to both and just like save one for later because that stuff is so good. I miss that. Like Starbucks over here is fine. We have a couple decent sandwich shops. We got rid of the burger place that was nearby.
All like chainy.
That one wasn't. That one was like the one store for it, which I kind of liked. But
I'm just the whole feel over here is just
it's like a big strip mall.
It's a Starbucks. It's
a plaza situation.
AMC theater. It's I mean, like I'm glad it's there. It's stuff to do, but like I miss
gotta go to
Diesel,
Medici
little
more
independent
often.
like cafe and the Somerville theater, like the independent theater. It's like oh, don't worry, we'll play Mother for 4 weeks after every other theater has dropped it because nobody likes this movie except for you fucking weirdo.
Oh my god.
I just watched the new Suspiria, or the 2018 Suspiria.
I haven't seen either version of it.
I need to watch the old one now. It's a weird movie.
Yeah, I've heard it's weird. I don't know. I know nothing about it.
Maybe tomorrow I'll go watch. I want to go see Honey Boy. It's the Shia LaBeouf.
He's had another thing out?
Childhood biopic.
Oh, okay. I was mixing it up with Peanut Butter Falcon, and I was like, wait, no, that's not the one.
He's really into foods in his movie.
Yeah, I guess so. Next one's gonna be Jam Drum, and it's all about a drum that's full of grape jam.
It just goes blub 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 blub.
Yep. I'm trying to imagine a fucking snare drum full of jelly now. I think we're burning this one down pretty hard. I think we gotta call it.
It's because I didn't have my breakfast this morning. Ruined everything.
Oh man, I went to go get Starbucks before I went to the wake tonight, and on the way back I bit it on the little footbridge.
Oh shit, that sucks.
And so I got a coffee.
Yeah, you bit your Starbucks. Yeah, okay.
I got a coffee and a sandwich and a little snack, and then on the way out I was like, I feel like total garbage and I slept like crap. I'm gonna grab another coffee, and that way I can like just give myself that zap of energy to get through another like 3-4 hours, and then I'll deal with it later. And on the way back, I had most of my coffee, and I bit it, and I just was like, whoa, all of my coffee everywhere, including on my face. I came back, and Sarah was like, did you spill something on you? And I was like, fuck. I landed so hard on this shoulder, which is all tender. My leg is sore. Yeah. My phone was in my hand, and it went out of my hand, and it was like maybe a foot away from the edge of the footbridge going into the river.
Jeez.
So it was a bad
day.
A bad day that could have been catastrophically awful.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was not a great part of my of my day. That just reminded me of that.
If your phone goes in that water,
it's never coming. It's done. It's gone.
It's not coming back.
I'm not gonna fish it. I mean, it's not like that spot is particularly deep, but that is some polluted ass water, and I am not touching a drop of it.
That's so gross.
Nor is anything that's ever been in there gonna be this close to my mouth. Like, nope.
Yeah.
Nope. It's horrible. It's really depressing because there's like a sewage runoff thing that's right in that area, and it's this really picturesque area generally, and then a big fucker of a pipe.
Yeah.
And people fucking throw their garbage. I saw a couch down there
it's
in the water.
Gross.
It's so nasty. I don't understand how someone can take a fucking couch and go, yeah, let's put it in 18 inches of water.
I mean,
like, what?
People suck. Like, yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all.
It takes more energy to get it there than it would be to actually dispose of the fucking thing. Like, in a real way.
I guess, like, don't you just, like, call the town and be like, I have one large item, and you leave it out and they take it?
Yep. No, let's put it in the water so that we just fuck up all the water. Yeah.
with
I don't
my
know.
fucking ass farts that have been injected into this couch over the past 15 years.
I think this is where we call it.
Ripping dirty dangles, boys.
Our final Patreon hangout of the year will be on Friday, December 27th.
Unless it gets pushed back.
This one won't be. This one will actually stay on the 27th. And
Actually, this one would have been on time too, except everyone got literally too sick to talk.
yeah, everyone was too sick or in another state.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, if anyone would like to join in on one of these, we'll probably have a lot more of a chill Q&A one.
This is kind of low attendance here too.
Yeah, I think everyone's kind of feeling it right now. It's
Are you
that's all
sick?
right.
Are you sick of our Patreon hangouts? Are we not best buds anymore?
Well, what was I going to say? But yeah, if anyone that's watching this after the fact would like to jump into one of these, I think the next one's going to be more Q&A-ish and chill. For the one that's at the end of December, you can go to patreon.com/dpadfm, find out the details.
We'll hang
And
out for
with
Christmas.
us. Come hang with us. We could probably do like some Jackbox or something with that for like a nice end of the year kind of thing.
Yeah.
It'll be pretty good. We will see you guys next time. We're so tired. Good night, guys. Bye.